Hi, long range hunting. Today we're going to be doing the 7 things you need in order to long range hunt. Now, what do I mean by that? There's a deep rabbit hole of stuff that you can get into and just dive head deep in and spend a lot of money. I'm not looking at that. I'm gearing this towards the guys who are just getting started out. And these are 7 things that with these, you can successfully long range hunt. Let's start at number 1, the rifle. Now you need a good, accurate rifle setup. And I'm not going to dive into different parts of it, just the rifle package as a whole, bipod, good barrel, good optic that's repeatable, etc. But having a good, accurate rifle is what's really going to determine how far you can go as far as your accuracy. Now, there's debates on, people say, oh, you have to have a custom. You really don't need a custom to long range hunt. There are some very good factory rifles that can do it, but a custom is that much better. You have better equipment, it'll be more accurate, and it'll get the job done. Really, it's up to your budget though, but you need a good, accurate rifle. Number 2, Ballistic Kestrel. Now, I know there is a ton of products out there of phone apps and stuff like that, and I'll dive into another video on the different ones, but the reason I recommend the Kestrel is it's easy, it's simple. You can do multiple things with it, including wind, environmental conditions, your ballistics. It can show you what energy you're going to have potentially at a distance. It can show you where you're going to go transonic, etc. But once trued, it's going to give you the data you need to get that shot done. Once trued, it's going to take the guesswork out and give you the correct formula as long as you entered the correct data. And so it's small, it's compact, and it's going to get you those first round impacts if you do your part. Number 3, a good bag. Now these bags, they're not only used for a rear bag, you can put these on different things like this. And you can shoot. It's one of those things that these are one of the best inventions that PRS has given us, is these shooting bags. Now this is a wee bag, it's a fortune cookie style. This one's called the Puppy, it's a JTAC special. Very, very good bag. The other ones I recommend are the Armageddon Game Changers and that pint and the medium. If you get the pint or the medium, I recommend the heavy fill. This right here is my new favorite and the one I'm currently using right now. I mean, you can take this and shoot off anything. You can shoot off a rock without, putting your rifle on it. You can shoot off tree branches, logs, fence posts, whatever you need to do, you can utilize this. Number 4, laser rangefinder. Now this is a Sig Kilo 2200. I mean, honestly, one of the most important pieces, because if you don't know the distance, how are you supposed to hit it? You want one that is at least double the distance you want to hunt in the field. Honestly, go as high as you can because it's going to make the ranges at even those distances even easier. Number 5, good bullets. Now, your ammunition is very important, whether you're factory or reloading. Picking the correct bullet and staying inside of its limitations is going to be very critical. So you need good match ammunition in order to do these things. You want a good bullet and understanding it, because ultimately this is king. It doesn't matter how nice of a rifle you have. If you have a crappy bullet, you're going to get crappy results. So not only does the increased accuracy of match ammunition give you that point of aim, point of impact, it's also going to limit your range as far as your performance. So, if you have one like this that has a lower impact velocity than something that has a higher one of 2,200 feet per second, if you go below that 2,200 feet per second, you're going to get bad performance, possibly wounding an animal. So getting a bolt that's not only accurate but gives you a extended range over other bullets is very critical. A good tripod. Now, The tripod is where the camera is at right now, so I'm not going to show that. There is a lot of good tripods out there. Really Right stuff is the best. Nice, lightweight, very stable. But what a tripod allows you to do is shoot very stable from alternate positions, standing, etc. That you are either in an area that you can't get any other support, where you'd have to do an offhand, or if that's just the way you like shooting, but it allows you to get elevated, stable position. And last but not least, number 7. And really it should be number 1, just because of how vitally important it is. Get training with a qualified instructor. And I mean that. Do your research. Because the problem is people say, oh, well, it's so expensive to do it. Well, if you spend all the money on all this different equipment to do it, and you either don't get trained, you're not going to know what you're doing, which is going to cost more hunts. It's going to waste your time and your money. If you learn from a bad instructor that's not qualified, you're just making expensive noise because you don't know what you're actually doing. And then if you're teaching what that guy who shouldn't be teaching is teaching you, you're spreading bad information. A quality instructor who is qualified will get you the knowledge that you need to be successful. Now, disclaimer, because I know somebody's going to go there. That does not mean when I say get all this stuff and get trained, yes, you can get all this stuff, you can go get trained and go through a course. That doesn't mean that you're going to be out there stacking deer at 1,000 yards. In reality, the vast majority of shots are inside 600 for long range hunting, with the vast majority of those inside 400 yards. People just have that 1,000-yard mark in their heads and they say, oh, well, you're just shooting deer at that distance. Well, a lot of people actually aren't. It's not very common. If you look statistically, most of those shots are a little bit closer, but it's whether it's places like Idaho, Montana, etc., where you have those longer range shots just as a necessity. It's one of those things that people are trying to be more accurate and get on those animals inside of those required distances. It's not so much people, just going out there trying to see how far they can kill something. Does it happen? Yes. But there's also poachers out there and they don't represent regular hunters, right? We have idiots just like any other community. We get those guys that, again, untrained, bad training, whatever the case might be, or they're just trying to do something. That's the minority. But if you will have to set your limitations, these pieces of equipment will set you up for success. What distance that you end up being successful at is going to be based on your skill level and knowledge. Ultimately, it's going to have to set by you. These are just the things that I recommend. I can take all these into the field right now and be successful at a long range shot hunting. I can do it at a short range shot. But these things are the bare minimum of what I recommend and will handle business for you all day long. So everybody be safe out there. Happy hunting. Not that hard, people.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notification bell so you won't miss out on any future video. And happy hunting.